Go.
Hello from Michigan, it's Suze again, and Oliver. Anyway, yesterday's work was a little hard. It's what we call a kicker. It's something you would do after you warm up or you just want to give yourself a little boost of energy, a bunch of oxygen. Today we're just going to work a little bit differently, warm up the lower back a little slower, a little more manipulative so you can understand how the positions work. And also let's do a little leg work. Got to keep those legs and hips busy and happy. All right, so let's just have a lie down again. I like to use the foam core roller. And though today I have another little accessory, it's basically just a yoga block that's just a little bit thicker. And again, I just like to keep my head on something a little bit higher than just the flat floor. Now, I didn't come to Michigan thinking I was going to record these sessions, so I don't have a fitness mat, or I didn't put a towel underneath. But if that's something you want to do, is go ahead and put a towel or a fitness mat underneath you. Now, as we lie here, we're starting to look at the rib cage and start to inhale. And I want you to widen your lungs and really open your ribs. And as you exhale, I want you to pull that rib cage together and really get that to form and be tough and firm. Pull those ribs apart like an accordion. Inhale. And as you exhale, pull together, corset those ribs, and wrap. Good. Two more. Look at that lower back. It's still up. Inhale. Ribs wide, and exhale and close. Force that air out. Last one. Inhale, widen the ribs, widen the lungs, range your lower back, and exhale. Good, lower back. Gently push gently on. Now we're not just trying to jam the back into the mat. Pull up your pants, take your hip bones and pull them to the ribs and push them away. Pull up the pants and the back might touch just a little bit. That's what you're looking for. It's not about jamming the back into the mat. That's a totally different situation. Now, add the diamond and place it in your navel. You can have a diamond, you can have an emerald, whatever you like. Inhale, place that diamond in the skin, just pulls that diamond. Do you feel your booty? A little bit of booty. Inhale and exhale. Good, two more. Fill that oxygen up into the nostrils. And then exhale through the mouth. Great work, great. Now, take that right leg into your hand. Now, at this point, you can kind of keep that left knee bent, or if you're feeling a little warmer, you can all the way lengthen. You'll feel a little bit more in your lower back. Now, when you look at this left foot, it shouldn't just kind of fall or be lazy to the side. Keep your big toe erect to the ceiling. And now, keeping the hips stable. If your hips move, your core is not working. So the hips don't move. And stir the stick. Inhale and exhale. Most hip replacements are simply from bad posture. And when we slouch, we pull this bone out of the pelvis. When that bone's pulled out of the pelvis, we start to tear into these little sleeves that hold it there. And when those sleeves are torn and the bursa isn't being released through gentle manipulation like I'm doing here, it starts to dry out. Now you're going to go in both directions. Don't sacrifice my shoulder like I'm not pulling and bringing it off the mat. Maybe I have to take my hand behind my thigh. Maybe my knee or lower shin. Some people call it the shnee. Go ahead and you're doing both directions and then take that heel down, touch the earth, and kick it out. Lengthen that leg into the floor and feel this little crease under your tush. Push down. Stabilize. Pull that left knee in. You saw me. I just drag the heel. That already tells my mind that I'm working. Now, take that leg to the side. I have to use my right arm. Maybe I have a missing part of my hip here. So what I need to do probably is really base this down and give it an anchor, open and close. And the other thing is, if this hip starts to rock like a little boat, my core is not working. So that means on this side, I'm a little more compromised. It's a little more difficult for me. So my movement won't be as big. Just a couple more. And these are things you can do every day, every morning. You can do them in the afternoon. Maybe you've done them in the morning. You want to jump back into it that evening. Now start to do that rotation. There's a great cue here, and think of it more as a manipulation as opposed to grinding. Some people call this mortar and pestle. Take that femur head and just rotate inside that hip socket. Bones don't move like sticks, they move by twisting. So rotate that bone, and again, this is how you release the fluids to those hips. Rotate the other way. If you've heard someone say they have bursitis, it's because these bursa sacs have dried up or are drying up. If you do these rotations, you will not have that issue. 2 more. I'm adding breath. Inhale, exhale. Every movement is preceded by breath. Whether you're inhaling and exhaling, you're just not holding your breath. Good. Hopefully, do we go both directions? Probably. So let's just go into the butterfly. Squeeze your little tush and let it go. To the left side, squeeze the tush. Now I'm not really pushing my hip up. I'm just squeezing tush. When you got enough tush, it gives it a big lift. I'm using my arms. My lower back is off. 2 more. This is a psoas stretch. 2. Last side to the right. You hear me talk about the psoas all the time. And 1. Now, as you go, the psoas begins here, digs through the little hip flexor, it becomes your hip flexor, resides in the oblique, wraps around to your back, and attaches to this back lowest rib. So, in this position, you can now squeeze both tush. Don't jam it, just kind of take those little muscles around the head of the bone, and just get those things, just to rotate that bone. They're rotating in each direction as you move. They rotate in, they rotate out, and in, and out. Good. And I just call these butterflies. If you don't have equipment at home, which I don't here up in Sawyer, I've got this bone core roller, my little block, and the floor. 2 more, and 1. Good. Stretch that leg out long. As you roll to your side, you'll just lift yourself up. Now there's a number of ways. We're going to do the low leg series here. Side legs are great. There's a number of ways we can do this. One way is if you just want to, the real emphasis is to keep that lower waist off the floor. So you'll just kind of place yourself over and you're right here. Now in this position, you could take a little step over and get this little lower inner thigh to work first. Now instead of trying to drag this leg up to the ceiling, take those bigger muscles on the outer thigh and lift it up. This is a longer leg. So when we're working long leg, you've got a lot more plane and length to reach with. I'm not just lifting up and down. I'm pushing out. Inhale, push out. When I push out, it helps me lift up. Push and lift it from 2 and 1. Good. Now, again, the circling is vital, just so you can keep those hips lubricated, especially because we're all sitting around watching Netflix right now, and we can hardly get it because everybody else is watching Netflix. 2 more. And 1. Good. So just try about 5 or 6 of each one of these. This is a little kick and a pull. A kick. These could be called donkey kicks. It's not about kicking. I'm putting an egg behind my knee and crushing heel to tush. For 4, squeeze. Kick. 3, it's a hamstring work. 2, and last 1. Kick that leg out. The leg comes in and circles. You're turning the bone inside of the pelvis. The pelvis doesn't move. Remember, if your pelvis moves, your core isn't working. Your core connects from here to here to here to here. So it's a square. It's a little kind of tilted right now, but it's still a square. Last one. Take this leg and just take a little stretch. Pushing my hip forward. I'm just kind of squeezing tush just a little bit. Don't torque it. Don't make it difficult for yourself. Step the leg over and switch sides. Now you can take the barrel with you, but this might be hard for some of you. That's a big lift. To sit there like that, that's a lot of work. Ooh, and is this a good stretch? So go ahead, get the stretch going for yourself. So crisscross legs. Good, sit tall, don't slump. You gotta keep this all lifted. Now we'll always choose the better or easier hip to stretch first. So go to the other side, see how that works. And take it over to the other side. Now at this point, just to show you just little variations in how you get there. This way we have what I call a little kickstand. Make a little kickstand with your elbow. Again, you can step this over. This is super not easy to do. Maybe at this point you're going, oh my gosh, Suze. You're like, I like this much better. So, kick that leg out. Kick that leg out. And again, you're right here. This elbow's leveraging and pushing down into the earth. You see that rib cage come off? Keep it off. That's how it's shaped. It doesn't collapse to the earth. We want to keep that shape. 2 and 1. I know I did quite a few. Always go in first. Say about 5 or 6. You can do 10 if you like those. These 10s are popular. And unscrew the leg. Unscrew the leg. Try to make sure you're moving the femur and the hip, not flipping your foot around, because it'll make you think like you're working. Great work. Good. Take that leg. Now we're going to go into the side top leg. I would get rid of this probably at this point. Go back into, now these are tough. Stick your butt out just a little bit behind you and put this elbow down. This fist comes into the earth. Watch what happens. My ribs will lift off. Kick it out. Great. Lift up for 6, 5. Kick out. Kick out 3 and 2. Now the circle always comes in first. Reach out. Sweep for 6, 5. Lower back or lower waistline off. 2. Where's that navel? Put the diamond in and unscrew that leg and reach. It should be joyous. Kind of push that leg up. Oh, I forgot donkey kick. 2 and 1. Donkey kick. Squeeze. Squeeze and crush that egg. And then drop it. Squeeze, crush. Everybody gets the thought that it's maybe about kicking. It's always about pulling, tushy, heel to butt. Ratchet the strength. You want power here. Good. Last one. And kick out. Take that leg over. Now, if this is too hard, just stack your knees, roll to your shins, and just have a little seat on the mat. Take one leg and step over. Who's vacuuming around here, Oliver? Oh boy, this is a hip to stretch. Don't force the thing. You're not trying to sit hard. Now, we're almost done, so stick with me here. Sit gently into this hip. It's super tight for me. By the way, never cross your legs. Never cross your ankles. I don't care if you're sitting, standing, walking. Legs don't cross, ankles never cross. Lift your chest up. If you want to take a rotation here, take this little elbow and take a little stretch. You're not trying to whip yourself around. Take this little right rib and fold it to your left hip. Take that left shoulder blade and push your spine to the right. Inhale, exhale, and untwist. Good. Whew. Great. Sometimes taking a little stack right here is a little test. 2 more. These are the things that I do that I say to myself, you have to do these more. There we go. Other side. Oh boy. There we go. Now don't force any of this. Even though I'm a little bit warm here, this is a lot of work. Now my tendency in yours will be to lift. Yeah, it's easier. You're seated, but you're not crushing. Just let it kind of be there. It might not even touch. It might be off a little bit. Now, take this inner elbow to the inner thigh. Lift your sternum. Inhale as you twist. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Take that left rib to your right hip. I'm not twisting my head. My neck is attached in part of my spine. Turning. Think about your rib cage. Lift your spine and spin your cage around the spine. And it's all core work. Take that little knee over knee. Try to keep the hips down. Don't fall towards your face. And then just about 3 more. And if this is too hard, you're here. Or you're here. It's nothing that you have to be in a certain position. If you don't understand an exercise, or if it hurts or it bothers your knee, I want you to private message me. Thank you very much. This is Suzanne, and it's March 22nd, 2020. Let's see what today brings. Thank you.